Web Suspect. I'm just doing a little composite on something Steve Wozniak's been talking about when we get the artificial intelligence to the point where it could be working in schools and helping children learn. And one of the things, and I see this often, sometimes, but not a lot. When I'm working on a project, I'll do 2 columns like pros and cons. But I saw Steve Jobs, when he came back to Apple, do a targeting system to help market Apple computers, and I've seen other people use it to try and help me do therapeutic things and things like that. Okay, so we have the crosshairs up, and then I have a threshold here of top and bottom. So like this is water, and this is like above the surface, and this is below. Okay, so on the top of the hierarchy here, the AI moral hierarchy, I have transparency. So I'm not necessarily going to write in open architecture, but that could be part of open architecture. So I'll just write that in, where people could work on their AI. And I had even thought about this the other day, where people will have APIs, and artificial intelligence will have APIs, and they can model. If you have a personal API, you could model your personal API to different characteristics in here. And I think hopefully if we get to open architecture on artificial intelligence, then we'll have room for people to model their own AIs. Okay, so above the threshold here with transparency, we have places where you could use AI would be schools, home automation, or automotive, medical, PDAs, or Apple, things that required a lot of these characteristics that I'm going to put in the 2 top crosshairs. When you see this, you're going to be kind of amazed, I hope. Then on the bottom, we're going to have evil. I'm going to put this down, evil AI, and hopefully this will never be respected in artificial intelligence. But it'll probably come to about, and I'll explain why, if it's not already, with government contractors and stuff. So on the evil AI spectrum, we have government contractors, Marietta, Lockheed Martin, all those people, Terminator drones, hostile banking, Microsoft. Now in hostile banking, we could kind of write in high spectrum bank trading like Goldman Sachs. High spectrum trading. I'll just put HFT, Goldman Sachs. I mean, things where people do dishonest things and just to make money, and this is part of business. Okay, so the center of the AI modeling for the APIs is going to be the Dungeons and Dragons thing that we've seen when you make your character. People sometimes will write, now, is their character a good character or a bad character? And you can break this down with people, even. All right, so in the middle of the API, we're going to have moral good and moral bad. For example, like Steve Wozniak's basically a good person. You know, if he'll give people advice to try and help them or whatever. Then you have people that are just like out there, you know, like drug dealers standing on the corner, waiting to stab somebody and rob them. Okay, so you got good people and bad people. And on the right, we have this other dichotomy, which is lawful good, lawful bad. So lawful good could be anything like wear your seatbelts, pay your taxes, pay taxes. And you can easily see as we get to pay taxes, wear your seatbelt, you could quickly fall into the realm of being separate from morally good and morally bad, and what policemen like to talk about is like the gray area. So we'll even put a little crosshatch area here. We'll make this area the gray area. And as people start to program their artificial intelligence, then like this, in this matter, we'll start to see the point where that we're already starting to see with analytics. I use analytics a lot on Google, YouTube, and everything, like if I'm looking for specific video on technology or specific video on social modeling, and then the artificial intelligence goes out and it's finding you things you look for. Now, sometimes it's things you look for, and Mark Zuckerberg talked about this, that he wants you to look at a squirrel in your backyard and not children starving in Africa. But, you know, if you could help children starving in Africa just as easy as feeding a squirrel nuts in your backyard, that might be a good thing. So, over here in the bottom corner, we're going to put unlawful bad. And unlawful bad would be like taxi cab driver from hell. We've all seen the taxi cab driver from hell. He's smoking crack and drinking. He speeds, doesn't signal when he changes lanes. I mean, it's just basically out to kill you, and it's no great area. And we'll put one unlawful thing on here. You know, like people who rise to heads of corporations, like John Scully, and he nearly ran Apple out of business, and Richard Nixon. You know, people who just they take lobbying dollars to run business, to make money, and bank contracts, bank loans for bank wars for dollars. And so, you know, just as much as this disruptive technology you could have for society, and then we'll start to see where artificial technology in itself, maybe in the next 10 or 20 years, will start to become a disruptive technology.